That evening, Thomas and Percy were puffing happily back to the sheds. They couldn't wait to rest their wheels and talk to their friends about the day's adventures. But as they puffed home, they were very surprised. "Look," puffed Percy, "the bridge isn't painted. And the airport is only half finished," wished Thomas. And when they arrived at Tidmouth's sheds, they discovered that they had been knocked down. "Cinders and ashes," cried Thomas. "What's happened to our sheds?"
"Building the new ones was our important job,"
wailed Dazzle.
"But we were delayed, so we couldn't finish it."
"And bananas are no good for building sheds,"
Sir Topham Hatt added. The steam engines were cross with the diesel engines. The Diesels had ruined their home. But Thomas was sad. He knew it was his fault. "Now where will we sleep?" moaned Henry. They soon found out. The engines puffed across the island. That night, they each had to sleep somewhere else. James had to stay at the dirty, dusty coaling plant. "I'll never stay shiny in here," moaned James. Edward had to stay at the quarry.
"Oh, look, a stinky steamy,"
wailed Dazzle. Percy and Henry had to stay at the smelter's yard. "I don't like it here," moaned Henry. "If I break down, they might scrap me by mistake." And poor Gordon had to sleep under a tent.
"The indignity,"
he huffed. Only Toby was warm and snug in his cozy shed. He would have gladly shared his home with the other engines, but it was much too small. Thomas felt bad. There were lots of jobs that hadn't been finished, and it was all his fault. Now he had to stay at Knapford Sheds with Emily. "I only wanted to teach those Diesels to behave," moaned Thomas. "Be quiet and go to sleep," Emily huffed. Emily didn't like sharing her shed. She was used to peace and quiet. "Don't worry," puffed Thomas. "We can fix everything. I'm sure I'll be back in Tidmouth's sheds tomorrow." But that night, a fierce storm swept through the island. It was the strongest wind the engines had ever known. It blustered and blew. The wind howled down the tracks and tore down the trees. It ripped off roofs and flattened fences. It even blew Gordon's tent away.
"Bother,"
huffed Gordon. The other engines were glad to be tucked in for the night, but they were worried. "I hope we're safe here," Percy shivered. The wind blew all night long.